All right, get ready, because today we're going to take a deep dive into the world of HDFC Asset Management Company.
HDFC AMC.
Yeah, HDFC AMC for short.
Right.
Now, you might be thinking,
Oh, another financial deep dive.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
But hold on, this isn't some small-time investment firm.
No.
We are talking about a company managing a mind-blowing
I know.
7.588 trillion.
Trillion.
With a T in assets.
With T. That's right.
That's like more money than
Than the GDP of some countries.
yeah, the entire GDP of some
It's
countries.
incredible.
We got their Q2 FY25 investor presentation.
And press release.
Yeah, the press release fresh off the presses.
Hot off the presses.
And let me tell you, they are jam-packed.
Full of juicy details.
Yeah, with juicy details. So get ready to uncover the secrets behind HDFC AMC's success.
And what it tells us about how people in India are investing their money.
That's what I'm really interested in.
That's the key takeaway.
Yeah.
Yeah, the insights into investor behavior are fascinating.
Okay, so where do we even begin with a company this massive?
Well, I think the first thing that jumps out is just the sheer scale of their operations.
Yeah.
It really underscores their position as a powerhouse in the Indian investment landscape.
All right, so let's unpack this. The first thing that jumped out at me was their incredible year-on-year growth.
Right.
Their profit after tax, or PP,
PP.
which is the money they actually get to keep.
After paying all the expenses.
Yeah, after all the bills are paid.
And taxes.
And taxes shot up a massive 32% this quarter.
Compared to the same time last year.
Yeah, compared to the same period last year.
It's remarkable growth.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And their assets under management,
AUM.
or AUM, which is basically the total value of all the investments they're managing.
Right, all the money they're responsible for.
Yeah, surged by an incredible
45%.
year-on-year.
Year-on-year.
Year-long years, that kind of growth is practically unheard of in this industry.
Wow, 45%. That's like watching your house plant sprout overnight and turn into a giant oak tree.
It's an apt analogy. But, okay, I always try to remember what you tell me. It's not enough to just say profit is up.
Right, you gotta dig deeper.
We need to understand what's driving that success.
Absolutely, what's fueling this incredible growth?
Right.
What are the underlying factors?
Exactly.
So we need to go beyond the headlines.
Okay, so where do we start looking?
Well, if we take a closer look at the numbers, we see that their revenue from operations,
Okay.
the money they're bringing in from their core business activities.
So not just like one-time sales or something like that.
Right, exactly. It's the revenue generated from their day-to-day operations.
Okay.
Also jumped significantly.
Really?
Increasing by 38% year on year.
38%.
That's a clear indication that their fundamental business model is incredibly strong.
So it's not just a fluke
No, it's not a one-time windfall.
or some like lucky break.
Exactly. They're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, they're doing something right for sure.
They have a solid foundation.
Okay, so we've got this massive growth in profits and revenue,
Uh-huh.
but what about the costs?
Right? Costs are a critical factor.
I mean, with that kind of expansion, it'd be easy to let expenses spiral out of control.
You'd think so, right? But that's where HDFC AMC really shines.
Okay.
Their operating profit margin, which is a measure of how efficiently they're managing their costs.
So how much money they're actually making.
After accounting for all their expenses,
Got it.
remained stable,
Stable.
which means they're keeping a tight rein on expenses
Okay.
while still investing in their growth.
So they're not just like throwing money around willy-nilly.
No, they're being strategic
Okay.
and disciplined.
This is all sounding very impressive.
It is a sign of smart management.
They're not just growing for the sake of growing.
No, they're doing it strategically and sustainably.
Right.
And that's key for long-term success.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But let's get specific.
Sure, let's dive into some specifics.
There's one area where HDFC AMC is really crushing it, and that's the equity market.
Ah, yes, the equity market.
You know, those stocks and shares that people buy hoping their value will go up?
Right, the stock market.
Yeah, basically.
Where fortunes are made and lost.
Right. Exactly.
So this is where HDFC AMC truly shines.
Okay, tell me more.
They hold the largest market share in India, a commanding 12.9%
Wow.
in actively managed, equity-oriented funds.
Okay, hold on. I need to break this down.
Sure, let's unpack.
Actively managed means they have actual humans.
Experts.
Experts. Yeah, picking and choosing which stocks to invest in.
Right, making strategic decisions.
Not just following some computer algorithm.
Exactly. It's human intelligence at work.
And they're the biggest player in India when it comes to these funds.
That's right, the market leader.
But why is that so important?
It's a powerful signal.
Okay.
When people are looking to invest in companies and potentially see their money grow,
Yeah.
They trust HDFC AMC more than anyone else.
It's like they've become the go-to.
For anyone who wants to bet on India's booming economy,
Yeah, seems like it.
it speaks volumes about their reputation and track record.
So it's not just about their size, it's about the trust they've built.
Exactly. Trust is paramount in the financial world.
Okay, so that's the big institutional investors.
Right.
But what about everyday people, like you and me?
Well, that's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, tell me more.
HDFC AMC has a remarkable appeal among individual investors.
So they're not just catering to the bigwigs?
No, they're attracting a wide range of investors.
They're for the people.
Absolutely. They're making investing accessible to everyone.
This is fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's dig into this.
Sure, let's explore this further.
I'm really curious about this now.
It's a key aspect of their success.
So what's driving this individual investor love affair with HDFC AMC?
Well, that's the million rupee question, isn't it?
Yeah, why are individuals flocking to them?
What's the secret sauce?
Is it their performance, their reputations, their marketing, or something else entirely?
It's likely a combination of factors.
Okay, we need to do some more digging to unravel that mystery.
We'll need to explore that further.
All right, but let's not forget, it's not all about the stock market.
Right, there's more to their portfolio.
HDFC AMC also manages a lot of money in things like bonds and liquid assets.
Absolutely. They have a diversified portfolio.
So it's not just about high-risk, high-reward investments.
No, they cater to a range of risk appetites.
Right. They're covering all their bases.
Exactly. They offer a variety of investment options to meet different needs.
Smart move.
So to understand their future prospects, we need to look beyond the balance sheet
Okay. Beyond the balance sheet.
at a key metric.
All right, hit me with it.
Their systematic investment plans, or SIPs.
Okay. For those of us who don't speak fluent finance,
Sure, I can explain that.
can you break down what SIPs are?
Think of SIPs like a recurring subscription for investing.
Like Netflix for investing.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
People commit to investing a fixed amount regularly,
Okay.
maybe monthly,
Monthly.
into a specific mutual fund.
Right.
It's a disciplined approach to investing.
It's like setting it and forgetting it.
It's a popular way to invest steadily
Okay.
and benefit from the power of compounding over the long term.
Compounding, that's where the real magic happens, right?
It's the key to building wealth over time.
Okay, so back to HDFC, AMC, and their SIPs.
Right.
What are we looking at here?
Now get this.
Right.
HDFC AMC processed a staggering euro 36.8 billion
Wait, 36.8 billion?
in SIPs just in September 2024.
Just in September.
Just in 1 month.
That's a lot of zeros.
It's a massive inflow of funds.
That's wild. Okay, help me understand why this is so significant.
SIPs represent a consistent flow of money coming into HDFC AMC,
Okay,
which they can then use to invest and grow their portfolio.
gotcha.
It's like having a reliable river flowing into a reservoir,
I like that analogy.
ensuring a steady supply of water.
So even if the stock market has a bad month or two,
Exactly.
they've got this steady stream of income from SIPs
Right.
to keep things running smoothly.
It provides stability and predictability,
It's like a safety net.
a buffer against market volatility.
Clever, very clever.
It's a testament to their ability to attract and retain investors who believe in the long-term potential of the market.
So they're not just chasing short-term gains, they're playing the long game.
Exactly. They're focused on building lasting relationships with their investors.
And that's something that individual investors are clearly responding to.
That's right. They're building trust and loyalty.
Okay, now speaking of reach, we can't overlook HDFC AMC's extensive network.
Absolutely. Their network is a key asset.
They're not just some big city firm, they're all over India.
They have a pan-India presence.
Yeah, I remember seeing in the report that they have something like
90,000.
90,000 distribution partners.
And over 250 branches.
You have over 250 branches across the country. They're practically everywhere.
It's an impressive network, and it highlights their commitment to serving customers across India.
They're not just focusing on the major metropolitan areas.
No, they're reaching even remote locations.
You know, that brings up something else I found interesting.
What's that?
They were talking about their branches in B30 locations.
Ah, yes, B30 locations.
What does that even mean?
B30 locations refers to areas beyond the 30 biggest cities in India,
Okay.
often with lower average incomes.
So smaller towns and rural areas.
Exactly.
Oh.
Places that are often overlooked by traditional financial institutions.
So they're really making an effort to reach underserved communities.
They're committed to financial inclusion.
And what's incredible is that these branches contribute nearly 20%.
Of their total monthly average assets under management.
Wow, that's a huge chunk of their business.
It shows that their efforts to reach a wider audience are paying off.
So they're not just chasing the big bucks in Mumbai and Delhi.
No, they're making a real effort to bring financial services to everyone.
Even in remote parts of India.
Exactly. They're democratizing access to financial services.
This is really impressive.
It's a testament to their vision and their commitment to social impact.
They're walking the walk.
And not just talking the talk.
Exactly. Okay, so we've talked about their physical presence.
Right, their extensive network of branches and partners.
But let's not forget about the digital age.
The digital revolution is transforming the financial industry.
I'm always curious to see how traditional financial institutions adapt to the whole tech scene.
It's a critical challenge.
Are they dinosaurs trying to learn to code?
Or have they embraced the digital revolution?
Right. Have they adapted and evolved?
That's the key question.
So what about HDFC AMC?
Well, let me tell you.
Okay, I'm all ears.
The HDFC AMC is far from stuck in the technological dark ages.
Okay, good to know.
They've actually gone all in on creating a seamless digital experience.
So they're not afraid of a little disruption.
No, they're embracing it.
Give me some specifics.
Well, for starters, their digital logins have skyrocketed.
Wow, so people are actually using their online platforms.
And their investment apps consistently get rave reviews.
So they're not just clunky and outdated?
No, they're user-friendly and intuitive.
That's important.
Absolutely. You want to make it easy for people to invest.
So they're making investing as easy as ordering takeout from your phone.
That's the goal.
That's pretty slick. But hold on a sec. We were talking about their impressive reach across India,
Right, their pan-India presence.
even in those B30 locations.
Yes, their commitment to financial inclusion.
Doesn't going digital contradict that whole reaching everyone thing?
That's a great point.
I mean, not everyone has access to smartphones and high-speed internet.
You're right.
So how do they reconcile that?
It's not about replacing their physical presence,
Okay.
but rather about offering more choices and flexibility.
So it's not either, it's both hand.
Exactly.
Okay, I like that.
Think of it this way. They're using their digital platform to complement and enhance their already extensive network.
So someone in a remote village who might not have a smartphone
Right?
can still walk into a branch and get personalized advice,
Absolutely.
while a tech-savvy investor in Mumbai can manage their investments on the go.
Using their app,
It's all about options,
it's about meeting investors where they are.
whether that's digitally or in person.
Exactly, providing a seamless experience across all channels.
This is really making me rethink my own investment strategy.
That's the power of knowledge.
It's all about staying informed and making choices that align with your needs and values.
Absolutely. And that brings us to another important aspect of HDFC AMC's approach.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Their dedication to ESG principles.
Right, ESG, environmental, social, and governance.
It's become a key consideration for investors worldwide.
It's on everyone's lips these days.
And for good reason.
Yeah, but honestly, sometimes it feels like companies just slap an ESG label on things without really walking the walk.
Greenwashing is a real concern.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So what makes HDFC AMC different?
It's not just lip service with them.
Yeah.
They have a whole section in their report dedicated to showcasing their ESG initiatives.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Exactly. And it's pretty comprehensive.
Well, what are we talking about here?
We're talking about things like promoting employee well-being,
Okay,
championing environmental sustainability,
that's huge these days.
educating investors, and actively supporting communities across India.
Okay, that's a pretty impressive list.
Yeah.
Do they give any concrete examples in the report,
Oh, they get specific.
or is it all a bit vague?
No, they provide tangible evidence of their commitment.
Okay, give me some highlights.
For instance, they're actively reducing their carbon footprint in their operations.
So they're not just telling other companies to be sustainable, they're doing it themselves.
Exactly. They're leading by example.
And they're even investing in renewable energy projects.
That's right. They're putting their capital behind their convictions.
Okay, what about the social side of things?
They've also implemented programs to support women in leadership roles.
So they're promoting diversity and inclusion.
Absolutely. They're creating a more equitable and inclusive workplace.
It seems like they're really integrating ESG into the core of their business.
It's not just an afterthought, it's part of their DNA.
And you know, that makes me think about something we touched on earlier.
What's that?
The fact that individual investors seem to really love HDFC, AMC.
Right, there's strong appeal among individual investors.
Could this focus on ESG be part of the reason why?
Now, that's an interesting thought.
It's certainly possible that their commitment to ethical and sustainable practices resonates with individual investors.
especially millennials and Gen Z, who are increasingly factoring in ESG when choosing where to invest their money.
Yeah, it's like they're saying, we don't just want our money to grow, we want it to do some good in the world while it's at it.
Exactly. They're seeking investments that align with their values.
And HDFC AMC is giving them what they want.
They're meeting the evolving needs of investors.
All right, so we've covered a lot of ground here. Impressive growth, a commitment to ESG, a massive network, a savvy digital strategy.
That's an impressive story.
It's a lot to take in, but if we had to sum up what we've learned so far,
What makes HDFC AMC tick?
yeah, what would you say are the key ingredients in their secret sauce?
Well, they've clearly got a knack for identifying growth opportunities.
Whether it's in the booming equity market or by tapping into the growing pool of individual investors.
Exactly. They have a strategic vision.
But it's more than just chasing profits.
Right.
They're combining that financial acumen with the commitment to reaching underserved communities, leveraging technology to empower investors.
And incorporating ESG principles into their DNA.
It's a potent mix.
It's a winning formula.
It's like they've found the sweet spot between being financially savvy and socially conscious.
They're proving that you don't have to choose between doing well and doing good.
I like that, doing well and doing good.
It's a powerful message.
But, and maybe this is the cynic in me talking,
Go on.
is it all too good to be true?
You're right. To keep us grounded.
I mean, we're painting a very rosy picture here.
It's true.
Impressive growth, happy investors, a commitment to ESG. It almost sounds too perfect.
It's important to acknowledge that even with the best intentions and a solid track record, there are always challenges and potential pitfalls.
So what could go wrong?
That's the question we need to
Or
ask.
should we be keeping an eye on?
Well, for one thing, with such rapid growth, HDFC AMC could face pressure to maintain that pace at all costs.
I see what you're saying. It's like when a band has a hit song.
And then they feel pressure to replicate that success with every new release.
Yeah, even if it means compromising their artistic integrity.
Exactly. Maintaining that balance between growth and integrity is crucial.
And it's something we'll need to watch closely in the coming quarters.
Absolutely. We need to see if they can sustain this level of performance without compromising their values.
So how can they avoid falling into that trap?
Transparency is going to be essential.
So don't just highlight the wins.
Right.
Also acknowledge the bumps in the road.
And what they're learning from them,
Be open about their challenges.
both internally and externally.
So they need to keep those communication channels open and honest.
That's right. Authenticity builds trust.
Another factor to consider is the evolving regulatory landscape.
The financial world is constantly changing.
Right, and keeping up with all of that red tape can be a real headache.
It's a complex and dynamic environment.
Even for a company as large and sophisticated as HDFC AMC.
Regulations are constantly evolving and adapting.
It's like trying to hit a moving target.
Exactly. It's a delicate balancing act.
So while their performance is stellar right now,
It's important to remember
yeah,
that past performance is not indicative of future results.
it's not a guaranteed recipe for success forever.
They'll need to stay agile
And keep their ear to the ground.
to navigate whatever challenges lie ahead.
All right, so we've got these potential challenges on the horizon.
Right, but they also have a lot of strengths to draw upon.
They're not starting from scratch.
No, they have a solid foundation to build on,
They've got experience, expertise, and a proven track record.
and a strong commitment to their values.
So while there are risks, there are also reasons to be optimistic.
Absolutely. They're well positioned for continued success.
Okay, so we've talked about their impressive growth,
Right, their financial performance,
their commitment to ESG,
their social impact,
their extensive network.
and their digital strategy.
But there's one piece of the puzzle we haven't fully explored yet.
What's that?
The role of technology beyond just apps and websites.
Yes, the transformative power of technology.
How is technology reshaping the world of investing?
It's a fascinating question.
I mean, we're living in the age of artificial intelligence, blockchain, the metaverse.
It's a rapidly evolving landscape.
Surely all of that is seeping into the financial sector, right?
Absolutely, technology is disrupting every industry.
And finance is no exception.
It's at the forefront of innovation.
So let's dive into that next.
Sure, let's explore the technological frontier of investing.
I'm eager to see what the future holds.
It's an exciting time to be an investor.
With so much innovation and disruption happening all around
The
us.
possibilities are endless.
All right, so buckle up, everyone.
Get ready for a wild ride.
We're about to enter the world of AI, blockchain, and the metaverse.
The future of investing is here.
And we're going to explore it together.
Let's dive in. You're absolutely right. The financial world is no stranger to the tech revolution. Artificial intelligence, or AI for short, is making some serious waves in the investment world.
AI in investing, so we're talking robo-advisors making all the decisions like a Wall Street version of Terminator. Should I be worried about my job?
Hold on, it's not quite that dramatic yet, but AI-powered algorithms are being used to analyze mountains of data spot patterns that humans might miss and help make more informed investment decisions.
Okay, so it's like having a super-powered research assistant that can crunch numbers 24/7 without needing coffee breaks.
That's a good way to put it, and the potential benefits are huge. AI can help investors reduce risk, potentially earn higher returns, and even tailor investment strategies to individual goals and preferences.
But let's be real, there has to be a catch, right?
Yep.
Relying on algorithms for something as important as my money makes me a little nervous.
Hmm.
What are the downsides?
Yeah. You're right to be cautious. AI is still a relatively new tool in the investment world, and there are valid concerns, for example. There's the risk of bias creeping into the algorithms, especially if they're trained on historical data that reflects existing inequalities.
So if the data used to train the AI is already skewed, it could perpetuate those biases in investment decisions.
Yeah.
That's a bit unsettling.
It's a real concern and something developers are working hard to address. Transparency is another big issue with complex algorithms. It can be hard to understand exactly how they're making decisions.
Right, it's that whole black box problem. You put your money in, something happens, and you're not really sure why.
Exactly. And then there's the question of human oversight. Even with advanced AI, human judgment and intuition are still crucial, especially when unexpected events shake up the market.
So it's not about AI taking over completely, but rather about humans and machines working together, kind of like a financial power couple.
I like that analogy. The key takeaway here is that AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a magic bullet. It's about using it responsibly, ethically, and in a way that complements human expertise.
And that brings us back to HDFC, AMC. They're clearly not afraid to embrace innovation, whether it's through their digital platform or exploring the potential of AI.
Exactly. And their commitment to ESG principles adds another layer of complexity and opportunity. How they choose to integrate ESG considerations into their AI-driven investment strategies will be fascinating to watch.
It's almost like they're writing a new playbook for the industry, blending financial smarts with a focus on social impact and cutting-edge technology.
And their success or challenges in navigating this new landscape will offer valuable lessons for the entire investment world.
Okay, so let's shift gears for a moment and talk directly to our listener. You've heard us dissecting HDFC AMC's performance, but what does this all mean for you? What are the key takeaways you can apply to your own investment journey?
The first takeaway is the importance of aligning your investments with your values. HDFC AMC's success with ESG suggests that there's a growing appetite for investments that do good while also doing well financially.
So don't be afraid to put your money where your heart is, if you care about climate change, for example. Look for companies or funds that are actively investing in clean energy solutions.
Exactly. Another key takeaway is to embrace the power of technology. HDFC AMC's digital platform shows how tech can make investing more accessible, convenient, and even enjoyable.
Yeah, gone are the days of stuffy boardrooms and mountains of paperwork. You can manage your investments from your phone while sipping your morning coffee.
And finally, remember that knowledge is your best asset. The more you understand about finance and investing, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions and reach your financial goals.
So don't be afraid to ask questions. Do your research and find resources that speak to you.
And hey, if you ever stumble across some interesting investment research or a company you want to learn more about, you know where to find us.
We'll be here, ready to dive deep with you.
Until next time, happy investing. You're spot on. Technology is really shaking things up across the board, and finance is definitely no exception.
It's like the Wild West out there, but instead of cowboys, we've got coders and algorithms battling it out.
That's one way to put it.
So where do we even begin to understand how all of this new tech is influencing the way we invest?
Well, I think a good place to start is with artificial intelligence, AI.
Okay, AI, everyone's talking about it these days, but what does it actually mean for investors?
AI is basically about using computers to do things that normally require human intelligence.
Like picking winning stocks.
Well, sort of AI-powered algorithms are being used to analyze huge amounts of data.
Data like stock prices, company earnings, news articles, social media trends, all that stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And these algorithms can spot patterns and make predictions that humans might miss.
So it's like having a superpowered research assistant working 24/7.
Exactly. And that can lead to more informed investment decisions.
But let's be real here. I'm a little skeptical about handing over my hard-earned money to some fancy algorithm.
I understand your skepticism. It's important to be cautious with any new technology, especially when it comes to your finances.
So what are the potential downsides of using AI in investing?
One concern is bias. If the data used to train the AI is biased, the algorithm's decisions will also be biased.
So it's like garbage in, garbage out.
Exactly. And another issue is transparency.
Meaning,
It can be difficult to understand how AI algorithms make their decisions.
so you're basically trusting a black box.
In a way, yes, and that can be unsettling for some investors.
Right, because if something goes wrong, you want to know why.
Absolutely. And then there's the issue of human oversight.
Meaning we still need humans in the loop, even with all this fancy tech.
Exactly. AI is a powerful tool, but it's not a replacement for human judgment and experience.
Okay, so it sounds like AI in investing is still a work in progress.
It's an evolving field with both potential and risks.
So investors need to be informed and aware of the limitations.
Exactly. Do your research, ask questions, and don't be afraid to seek professional advice.
Solid advice. Okay, so AI is one piece of the tech puzzle. What else is out there?
Well, blockchain is another technology that's making waves in finance.
Blockchain, that's the tech behind cryptocurrencies, right?
That's right, but blockchain has applications beyond just crypto.
Like what?
Blockchain can be used to create more secure and transparent financial systems.
So less fraud, less risk, more trust.
Exactly, and it can also streamline processes, making transactions faster and cheaper.
Okay, so blockchain is all about efficiency and security.
In a nutshell, yes.
All right, and what about the metaverse?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that one.
The metaverse is a bit more conceptual at this point.
It's like the internet, but in 3D.
Sort of. It's a persistent virtual world where people can interact with each other and with digital objects.
So like a video game, but for everything.
In a way, yes. And
Hmm.
while it's still early days, the metaverse has the potential to revolutionize many industries, including finance.
How so?
Imagine buying virtual real estate in the metaverse or investing in virtual businesses.
It sounds like science fiction.
It does, but it's closer to reality than you might think.
Okay, so the metaverse is a wild card, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
Absolutely. It's a rapidly evolving space with lots of potential for innovation and disruption.
All right, so we've got AI, blockchain, and the metaverse all shaking things up in the world of investing,
It's an exciting time to be in finance.
but also a bit overwhelming.
That's understandable. There's a lot to learn, and it can be hard to keep up with all the changes.
So what's the key takeaway for investors trying to navigate this brave new world of finance?
I think the most important thing is to stay informed.
Do your research, ask questions, and don't be afraid to experiment.
Exactly. And remember that investing is a long game.
Don't get caught up in the hype or try to time the market.
Focus on your long-term goals and make informed decisions based on your individual needs and risk tolerance.
That's solid advice. And on that note, I think we're ready to wrap up this deep dive.
I agree. We've covered a lot of ground today.
We explored HDFC AMC's impressive performance,
Their commitment to ESG,
the impact of technology on investing.
and the importance of staying informed.
It's been a fascinating journey.
I've enjoyed our conversation.
Me too. And I hope our listeners have found it informative and engaging.
I hope so too.
If you're interested in learning more about HDFC AMC or about any of the topics we discussed today,
Check out the resources in the show notes.
and as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and questions.
Reach out to us on social media or through our website.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Until next time, happy investing.